Welcome back to the plot. Today I'm just going to run through progress we've made so far, and then also later on in the video I'll have a quick look at our propagation station and the potatoes that we're going to be growing this season. But while we're down at the plot, we've now got the final cold frame case in place, and that means that this space that's in front of me is now free. So what we're going to do is run you through what the plans are for that area. Now this is an area that when we were redesigning the plot, I described to my youngest what I was planning on doing in that area, and he said, Dad, that's going to look really cool, but he did caveat that with it could look a bit rubbish as well. So we'll start putting it together, and there's still some bits that I still need to make up. So we'll start the base today, and then in the latest videos, in the next video along, we'll show you hopefully fully constructed. But I'd just like to take a moment really just to say a huge thanks to everybody that's subscribed and watched and liked and commented on the videos. I think we got past the 250 subscriber milestone this week. Really do appreciate it. All those people that watch and comment and subscribe really keeps me motivated to keep producing the videos. So big thumbs up and a great thanks. So without further ado, let me show you this area and what the plan is. So this is the area that we've got left, which is a nice little square. Now that's where the cold frame used to be, and there's a load of bags that have just been put away for now. So let me show you the first part of this. So the first part of this is this box, and this is going to be the base layer for it. Now I was thinking that I was just going to put it in there square, and that's quite nice in terms of the lines of the bed, but I'm thinking now that what I might do is actually put it at an angle, and it still gives me enough room to get round. I just think that maybe just angling that round like that, I think that maybe having it at an angle, this might actually be a little bit better, because it might break up the squareness of the plot a little bit. Let me know what you think down below, and may change, but I think we're going to go with it like this, and then the idea is that this is going to be higher up, which is why it's struck quite heavily to make sure that these sides stay in place. So we're going to get this one filled, and then we've got another couple of sets to go on top. Now I have to say that once this is in place, I will be hugely relieved, because it's like the beginning of the end of the actual construction. We've still got the aluminium bed to do, still got the brassica cage to cover, but this bed going in will mark the end of using pallets. And I think we've reused somewhere in the region of, I think probably, we'll work it out, we've got the composters, we've got these beds, we've got the brassica cage, we've got those cold boxes. I think somewhere in the region of 50 pallets we've used to reconstruct this plot. That's 50 pallets that we've had to break up, we've had to denail, we've had to cut up, reconstruct, stain. So to be fair, if I never see another pallet for the rest of the season at least, I will be glad. Once this is in place, then we can put the sign up, and I'll show you the sign in a future episode. So without further ado, let's get this leveled off and bolted in place, and then also what I want to do is I want to do a little bit of trial on these cold frame beds, because remember I said they performed a lot better than the polytunnel. So what we're going to do is we're going to make this more scientific and actually take some temperatures. So let me go and show you what we're going to do. So I've had these two temperature monitors next to each other just so I could calibrate them. This one is showing a high of 17.9 and a low of 5.6. and this one is showing a 17.9 and a low of 5.8, so they are reasonably consistent. Just wanted to check that they were all okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this top one and we're going to put it inside one of the cold frames. So we've attached this inside one of the cold frames, and we will now be able to check whether the temperature in here gets any lower or stays higher than in the polytunnel, because we're due a few cold nights in the coming weeks. So we will keep monitoring on that, and if you want to see an update on that, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon, and I'll provide you an update in the next video. While we're down the plot, let's have a quick look around, see what signs of life we can see. So here in the polytunnel, we've got some spinach and some other salads and rocket and some tatsoi down here. These are all bits that I rescued from the cold frame that was outside. So it shows you how well they've done inside that cold frame. So that's in there. Let's have a quick pan over to the trial beds in here, which is the brassica cage actually, but all the onions are doing well, and the garlic, and so we've got another duplicate set in there, the other duplicate set in there, which I'm pleased to say is now seems to have picked up quite a bit, and that in there, which is just going absolutely mental. These looks more like grass than spring onions, but so we'll have to hoik all that out, and we'll see how that goes. Over at the rhubarb, I've just uncovered this for the time being, just to let a bit of air in there and let it dry out a bit in the sun, but that's all still going well, and some of the pots over here are starting to spring up. Some quick checkup of the stuff we transplanted. We've got under this mesh, and that's all looking pretty good in there and all coming up nicely, so we'll leave that all covered up and give that a mulch round at a later date. One thing that's really pleasing is if you watch the tulip video earlier in the year, all the tulips are starting to come up, and especially the ones that are over the back here. Now, there's quite a few mouse holes over there, and quite a few of the bulb parts, or the outer skin of the bulb, was lying around. But it does look like we've got quite a few bulbs. I'm not quite sure what's happened to the ones that are in here, and this bit, we have a blank section here, but they're all doing mighty fine. The onion and garlic bed is looking all right. They got a bit battered with the frosts earlier, so a bit of a end tips have died off a little bit, but they seem to be coming back fine. Down here in the loganberry part of the fruit cage, we've got the little crocuses that are starting to come up, so that's good. We seem to have lost one of the elephant garlics that was in here, but the other ones still seem to be hanging in there. The two layered pots are looking splendid, so hopefully they'll come into flower soon. Don't know if you can see this, but there definitely is some buds. Focus. Buds forming on the grapevine, so hopefully that has survived and we'll get some growth on that. There we go, the blackberries are starting to put on some lovely new growth. No sign of any of the bulbs that we put in here though. We put a whole ton of bulbs along here and some allium bulbs and everything else, and no sign of those yet. Quick check up on the little oak trees. They're still hanging in there. I'm not sure about this one. There's a few little buds on it. This one looks okay though. And over here, these strawberry pots are looking pretty lifeless. So that's as expected. I wasn't sure though they would pull through or not, but strawberries is one of the things I just haven't got the time and effort to actually grow from seed, so I shall wait until there's some available in the shops and just get some to put in the grapevine bed over there. So a quick pan around the plot to see how it's looking now. 3 cold frame beds, the other beds, and all looking smart and in place. For those people curious about the bird box, on the side of the shed, no visitors yet, but we will keep you posted. For those of you that watched the microgreens video, you'll know I set up a propagator in a box in the garage. Well, luckily, this corner became free and this shelving unit became free. So at the moment I've just got it set up, but I'm going to be souping this up, adding another layer on the top and enclosing it all in the coming weeks. So stay tuned for that. Currently we've got some of our salad greens in the back there. And here we've got some dahlias and some basil. And down the bottom here we've got our peppers that need potting on. So a quick look at those. They're looking pretty good and a little bit leggy, starting to get a little bit leggy there. So we'll pot them on and see how they do. And just to show not everything goes to plan, these are the microgreen trials that I started off. And I started some off on paper towels, some off on coir and some in soil. So these are the soil ones. These are alfalfa sprouts that we've done, and that's looking pretty good. Paper towel ones, again, they're not looking as good, but bearing in mind the paper towel's down at this level, so they're probably about the same growth as the, you're looking there, they're probably the same growth as the soil ones, but they're not quite as green and things. But these are two coir ones, one that I weighted down and one that I didn't. And, wow, I mean, you can see from the thing on them, it's like germination has been poor, the growth has been poor. So, I'm not sure why that is. Maybe it's the coir that we've been using, or maybe there's some other aspect to them, but not very impressive at all. But, super proud of those. Those will be going in a sandwich or something later. Let's have a quick look at the potatoes as well and show you the varieties that we're growing this year. So we've got far too many potatoes to actually grow here, but we're chitting them all anyway. Here we have, these are the Anya ones. Next we have the Kestrel. Further along we have the Maris Piper. Then we have the Marifona. Then we have the Aaron Pilot, and as you can see on like on this one, they were starting to get really long chits on them in the dark, so hopefully now they'll do okay. Then we have the Cara ones, some Charlottes, and some Pentadin Javelin. And down at the end here, we have our single seed potato challenged potato, which, looking at it, we've got one chit on there and a few eyes around, but it's not looking particularly promising at the moment. Another chit down there, but hopefully it will chit up a bit, and once we've got that, we'll be able to chop it up into pieces and get some multiple plants off of that one. So we shall see how that goes. But we have got far too many potatoes for what we need. So somewhere else down the plot is going to be potato happy, because we're never going to need to plant all of these. So that's all for me for today. If you made it this far, thanks for watching. If you want to keep updated with everything that we're up to, hit the subscribe button and you'll catch all the updates. So that's potatoes done, microgreens failure shown, propagator unit as it is now. Join me in a couple of weeks' time and we will see a much more souped up propagator hopefully. And then also in the next update, hopefully we'll have that central bed down at the plot in place. So if you want to see that, stay tuned, and in the next video, hopefully we'll have that ready for you so we can show you exactly what it looks like when it's finished. But for me, thanks for watching. See you again soon.